Great, guys. So good to see so many people coming in. Thank you so much for joining us. We are back fresh from Dallas, although the jet lag kicked my butt. I know that it did for you as well, Johan.
Man, I've been waking up at 3 every morning, and yeah, dude, I gotta say, going to Level Up was like seeing all my Facebook in real life. All our
Right?
friends, all our clients, it was just amazing.
It
I
was
didn't even
so
get to
cool.
didn't get to go any sessions. By the way, Evan had the best outfit for the gala night. Pure white, dude, you were rocking it.
You're
Well
rocking
done, bro.
it. Looking amazing. So good, so great. So, guys, if you got FOMO from all the photos of Level Up, it's absolutely real. The event itself was bigger than it's ever been, and just so many amazing connections there. So it was great. We had actually, if the ticket price is too steep, but you can still get to the city. There's so much that happens outside of the rooms. It's a great environment just to connect and network with people and be there. Of course, if you can get in the rooms, that's the real reason for going. But super cool. So, guys, amazing to see everybody. As we said, we're going to run basically a catch-up session. Johan and I were just chatting a few moments ago. There's some really cool stuff that's in the software where we've updated it over the last, well, we update it every week, but we've updated some really cool features over the last little while that maybe not everybody knows about. Things like, for example, show me everybody that runs a Shopify store. Did you know you can do that? So you can come across and go, find me people that are using Shopify, or find me people who are using WordPress, or that kind of stuff. So we've got that built into the platform. Things like being able to reverse lookup, being able to grab somebody's LinkedIn profile URL and just simply find all their details based on their LinkedIn profile. Who knew you could do that? Super cool stuff. So people are like, nope, didn't know that. So there's so much in the program. And so we're going to dive into a little bit of, some of the cool stuff that you can do in the program that maybe hadn't been immediately visible. However, the team and I, and Johan as well, Kyle's in the room. Hey, Mr. Kyle, great to see you here. Thanks so much for jumping in. The team and I, over the last week, have been talking about making the program easier rather than harder. Because the biggest piece of feedback that we get from you guys, from our team, is that there's so much in it. It's hard to know what to do to keep it simple. So we would love a couple of power users to be part of a group that we are asking literally screen by screen, what do you know about this screen? How do you use this screen? How can we make this screen easier? So if you are in for that and would love to kind of help us make the whole process easier for you and your people and your clients, we will be putting that group together real soon. So let us know if you'd like to be a part of that. Simple stuff that we've already sent across to the development team, things that we take for granted. Internally, we know this program so well. I mentioned to somebody yesterday, you could wake me up in the dead of night and ask me a question about a lead search, and I'd be able to point you where to go and do it with my eyes closed. But that's because I've lived it for 15 years. And sometimes, like, we understand people coming in, they're like, oh my God, I didn't even know that was possible. That's completely changed everything for me. So it would be, so what we're going to do is just try and make that flow easier. So we would love to get that feedback from you guys and walk that through. Cool. All right. So all of that being said, let's start off. As I said, I'm going to show you some cool stuff in the program, but let's keep the focus where it needs to be. Set up the program, search for your leads, sell the program. Set up, search, sell, right? So setup is things like popping in your business info, making sure that you've got your card on file, that kind of stuff. Search. Understanding the difference between the different searches is sometimes quite unique. So being able to find those ideal leads, when you can find them, you can show your clients how to find them and then they win, right? And the last piece is sell. So knowing how to put that together so that your clients are seeing it and loving it and using it, and you become the hero, obviously, and make more sales and drive your revenue. So in terms of setup, search, and sell, you'll see all of our new training materials, all of our revised kind of onboarding, all that kind of stuff is going to break down into those three areas: setup, search, and sell. I would love to hear, as we kick off, guys, just take 2 seconds to jump in and just tell us, what do you wish you knew about the program? Like, I would love for that feedback immediately. And Kyle, hey, Ebs, great to see you. Kyle and Ebony here with us. We are just going to completely work on making this easier for you guys in the next kind of 30, 60 days. Before Christmas, we want to revise the app itself and just make it 10 times easier for you to navigate, 10 times easier for you to be able to set up, search, and sell. So, what do you wish you knew about the program? That would be a great piece of feedback. And then while you guys are typing, I'll jump in and show you some of this cool, funky stuff. And then, yeah, we'll throw it open and you guys can feed back to us whatever you think you need. So the question there is, what do you wish you knew about the program? And we can make sure that if it's not obvious, we can change our training to make it pop more into the front. Cool. Amazing. So guys, let's have a look at some cool stuff while that's going on. And yes, we are recording. And yes, we will have the recordings up on the YouTube channel. So please make sure you're subscribed there as well. The support team are there and always willing to help. The YouTube channel is a great resource for some of the training as we go through as well. Cool. So without any further ado, Johan, what do you wish you knew about the program? I know we were just talking about before we jumped on
When,
that whole tell me who runs
when,
Shopify thing.
yeah, well, when you just said we can find me all the websites that have Shopify, I was like, dude, I don't even know how to do that.
Right. Okay. So that actually, all right. So that's a great place to kick off. So what's the difference between the local search and the company search? That's a really core difference, because knowing what these buttons do is a big thing. So I know I was chatting to Ebony yesterday, and we were talking about the fact that that question alone, people just don't even know how to use it. So let me see if I can explain it a little bit differently. Local search. If I'm looking for a plumber, I would find them in the local search because that's a local business, right? If I'm looking for an HVAC or even an accountant or somebody that is in the community, I would find them in the local search. When would I use the company search? The company search, if you think of it like this, the company search are businesses that don't have a presence on Google Maps. Let me think about that for a second. White Label Suite, as a software company, doesn't have a Google Maps presence, right? So I would find details about White Label Suite in the company search. If I'm looking in that example, find me a business that's running on a Shopify framework. Typically, it's an e-com store. They're not going to have a Google My Business presence, so they would be in the company search. It might be a national company. For example, Google themselves. We won't find them in local search. We'll find them in the company search. A business coach. Okay, business coaches might have a local search if they've got a big enough business that they've got an office. But if it's just a single operator, 9 times out of 10, you won't find them on the local search. So company search is for businesses that don't have a local Google presence. Okay, so the difference is where we bring the data from into the tool. Local search starts with Google Maps. That's just the starting point for our data coming in. Company search starts for online businesses that don't have that Google presence. So again, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of cool stuff. There's one specific piece that I promised Ebony I'd go through in this cool stuff reveal, but just like a little bit of navigation through the program and then throwing it over to you guys for questions will be the gist of today, I guess. So in that example, how do I find businesses that are running on Shopify? Well, I could come into my company search, okay? And if I'm looking for a particular niche or business, I can come in here and say, for example, I'm looking for stationery companies, all right, that are, and here's the piece here, technologies that are running on Shopify. All right, so I can come in here, make sure I tick off Shopify, okay, and find me stationery companies running on Shopify in the continental US. If I don't want to go so broad, I can go state by state, or I can simply type in Memphis. Okay, so the tighter we get this, the less results we'll have. Let's just keep it as continental US for now. So find me stationery companies in Memphis that are running on Shopify. Now, none of those are going to have a Google My Business presence, so this is where we'd use the company search. Let's go. And we end up with no results found in this particular case. Let me see if I can take this out and remove my filters a little bit and go with office materials. Let's go. Okay. Nothing that's coming up. All right. Prove me wrong here. Let me go Shopify, Shopify pause, Shopify, Shopify. Tick all my Shopifys. See what I can get here. All right. Struggling. I can see you laughing, Mr. Johan.
Because yes, it happens every time you
On a
just want
live
to show
demo.
something new.
On a live
Exactly.
demo. What about if we went WordPress? WordPress. Oh, okay. Really struggling. All right. Finally. Okay. So what it is that we're looking for. So again, what I'm trying to show you is now we're getting results coming through, of course. But what I'm trying to show is how to use the different searches here. So on that particular example, or what we're trying to define is when do we use local versus company? So local, if they've got a Google My Business presence, all right? Company, if they're an online company that they don't necessarily have a physical location that you would go to. The other thing with local search as well is that we've had feedback that this field is confusing, and we're going to relabel this in just a week or so. This field is confusing. You know how Google has categories of businesses? So I might call it, I don't know, real estate broker, but Google has its own categories in this case, and that's why it's optional. So we could find real estate, and you can see that real estate agency is a category of Google. So this sometimes just gives us tighter results. We had somebody say, I typed in, I don't know, I think it was, I typed in business coach and I had coach handbags and coach apparel pop up. So we added that Google categorization so that you could fine tune down those results. So something in local search there, this is a Google category and we're going to relabel it so that that is more obvious. Company searches for online results. Okay, and you can find company names or specific domains or people who are at a certain size in different industries, etc., using that company search. The other one that I mentioned there was the reverse lookup, and we do this on quite often on a demo. So if I've got somebody famous, and I'm thinking, I don't know, who knows who Grant Cardone is? Do you guys know Grant Cardone? Is that a common famous person? Clay saying yes, so I'll go with that. Thanks, Clay. All right, so Grant Cardone, his wife is it Elena? Johan?
Yep, Elena.
Elena. So Elena Cardone, I jump up here. Elena Cardone, and I find her LinkedIn profile. Okay. So Elena Cardone. Now, the reason I'm using this in the demo is because I've done it before and I know that the results are there, unlike my stationery companies on WordPress. Right. So Elena Cardone, I can grab that here and literally just copy that LinkedIn profile. And over in our white label suite, you need to have a list created for our people search. So I can come in and just find the people searches that I've got already here. And I can come into one of these that I've already got. And I can use the data enrichment button here to literally just paste in that LinkedIn profile. Click on save. And we can start to bring in Elena Cardone. And we get phone numbers, email addresses, company details, all of those informations, job history, contact info, etc. All right. So again, just cool things that the software can do that maybe just aren't immediately obvious, but you can use it to make sales. Okay. And again, I've watched so many of Johan's sales calls where some of this amazing stuff, he's able to just show one thing in the program and suddenly it changes everything for that client and turns into a sale. One of our clients, one of our Empire clients, just closed a massive multinational deal with a client because we were able to write a specific prompt that helped their business. Now, I won't go. She's asked us to keep the details of that deal of that deal quiet, but here's the basics of it. We went across to the AI assistant and we wrote a prompt that investigated the kinds of businesses that she was looking for and came back with some very specific answers that completely changed the game. Okay. So the prompt creation in this space gives your tool so much power. And I just want to come here face to face for a second. Guys, so what I'm about to cover you, thank you, David, for the question. I can see that there. What I'm about to cover here is the edge that you have over every other platform that does kind of lead finding out there online. All right. I'm talking Clay, I'm talking Lusha, I'm talking Apollo, I'm talking all of the others that are out there, right? What I'm about to show you is the edge. So when somebody asks you, hey, what's the difference between your leads tool, because it's under your brand, and Apollo, this answer I'm about to give you is that answer. And I'm going to show you the exact meaning of that. So the answer is all of those companies get their data from the same place. Wait, what? Yeah. And what do I mean by that? We get the data from the location or the actual physical person, and that it only exists in one dimension. Like there is only one real estate company at that address in that suburb, on that street corner. They have a phone number, they have an email address. We all get the data from the same place. So it doesn't matter whether you're looking it up in Apollo or Lusha or whatever. What matters is that all of that data is the same. It's what you do next that makes the biggest difference. So, as an example, one of our clients here in Australia, he said, I want to create an outbound email campaign that suggests to the client 3 ideal prospects for them and includes the name, email, and phone number of those 3 prospects, just kind of like a teaser. And I went, that's cool. That's great. That sounds like a really cool thing to do. So we've already got in the system. Let me show you kind of my thought pattern as we build this together. So what he wanted to do was he wanted to be able to reach out to a particular business. Let's just, I don't know, I'm going to grab any business that I've already got here. Probably not an influencer. Let me grab a local company here. Cleaning companies. Okay, cool. So he wanted to be able to reach out to a potential client and suggest to them 3 prospects with name, email, and phone number, just to kind of tease that company about what we could do. Now, we have this button called ICP suggestion, which is suggest for me clients on this particular on this particular record, right? So the ICP suggestion does something cool here, which is like, hey, who would be good clients for this particular company? But it didn't format it in the way that he wanted. So blah, 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 ideal clients would be business professionals, etc. He wasn't quite, it didn't quite give him the thing that he needed to be able to provide to his client. So, and again, this is where the key piece is for you guys. The ability to customize this AI gives you the edge in almost every circumstance. So that Empire client that I was referencing, she wrote a specific prompt that analyzed those businesses and returned a really specific piece of information that closed the deal on a multinational company, right? Huge, massive deal, right? Crazy massive deal. All right. But it was only possible because she was able to do what I'm about to show you here. So this client in Australia, we just literally came over to our AI assistant and we wrote a prompt that does it for him. All right. And I'll give you the outline of the prompt, but here's we go. Create a new prompt. All right. I'm going to call this the teaser referrals prompt. Okay. Make that a custom prompt and use it on local businesses. And here's the prompt. Something like this. Okay. Analyze this company and the details listed below and suggest for me 3 ideal referrals for them. In your reply, only include the details of the companies themselves and list those as a bullet point with the company name, website, phone number, and social media link if possible. Do not make up any false information, do not hallucinate the data, and reply only with the 3 companies and their details listed below. Okay, so that's me just putting that in a voice transcription so you guys didn't have to watch me type that out. But analyze this company and the details listed below and suggest 3 ideal referrals for them. In your reply, only include the details of the companies themselves, list them as bullet points with company name, website, etc. Okay, cool. So then I'm going to add the company info. So company comes from my variables. All right, so company name, company website. All right, like that. And cool. And it creates a field name. This is important for what I'll show you in the next step. But this is just, guys, this is the edge. This ability to use AI to deliver specific results is your edge. All right, so watch this. So now I have this in place. I can come across to my search. Where are we? Cleaning companies right here. And I can run that custom prompt, teaser referrals, and watch what happens. All right, let's see this come to life.
Also, the
What we should
new
get back
AI
here.
assistant. The new
Say
AI
again, mate.
assistant also, the new AI assistant also has the ability to browse the internet. So you can ask
Right?
it to go do searches.
You can ask it to do searches. You can ask it to analyze social media profiles. You can ask it to use the internet to come back with its answers. So this is taking a little time to run, but when you set this up on autopilot, it runs in the background. So how's this? Here are three ideal referrals from Molly Maid. Addison Pest Control. All right. This is their details: social media presence, buddy moving, website, phone number, social media, organized millennial. Da 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 da. All right. And as Kyle just said, we've made the AI assistant in this tool completely free. No credits are spent by you or your clients to get this information. Now, here's what's really amazing, you guys. So we just asked this tool to do something that it couldn't do 5 minutes ago. It didn't come with this out of the box. But because I set the AI to create it for me like this, now your tool has new functionality. Can you guys? Can I get a little bit of feedback here? Can I get a whoa, wow, or whatever? Mika's just giving me a fire, so I love that. Thank you, Mika. Guys, I want to say that again. 5 minutes ago, this functionality didn't exist in your program, but because you can instruct the AI to do it, now it does. So when you sit in front of your client and you can ask them, so what do you need? And they can tell you, think first AI, because the data is the same everywhere. But it's what we do with it that counts, right? So now what's really cool is that this information can come straight across into a HighLevel custom field and can then be put straight into an email. So again, look at the flow, all automated, running in the background. Find a client, research them and suggest 3 referrals, put that information into an email and send on my outreach. So how's the outreach? Hi, for the team at Molly Maid West, all right? I'd love to work with you as a client. We do lead generation and social media management. As an offer of goodwill, I've listed below 3 clients that I believe would be a good fit for you. We can generate leads like this all day, every day using our automated system. If you'd like to know more information, get in touch and give them the exact information on their screen, automated 3 times. And I would make that prompt a little bit more specific. I would include one more line that says something like, list the reason why you believe these would be an ideal client, or something like that. Okay. Now, do you remember I said ideal referral partners? So it's actually looked for not specifically clients, but partners that would be good referral partners for this client. So Buddy Moving would be a really great referral partner for a cleaning company, right? Interesting. So you can create functionality on the fly. Now, that's going to lead me into the reason I asked Ebony to join me, which is chaining these prompts together. But before I get to that, I'm going to answer David's question. So let me just go to David and ask him to unmute. David, hey, bud.
Yeah, thanks, Walt. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good on that reverse lookup. That's exactly one of the things I wanted to figure out how to do. So I've got a Google Chrome tool. So you're browsing LinkedIn. I can actually grab that and grab that LinkedIn profile. But I want to know, is there a way to do like a webhook into white label suites, put that contact
100%.
into a list and enhance that?
Yeah, 100%. All right. So that's a great question, David. And guys, we're going like, again, this is all being recorded, so you can come back and watch this again. But what David's just asked is something really, really cool. Is there a way I can get this information into the tool in the background, have it do all the work for me, and then send that back across to my CRM or into a Google spreadsheet or wherever I want to send it?
Yep.
That answer is 100% yes. Okay, so let me subject you guys to my world famous whiteboard drawing skills, and I apologize in advance. But what we're talking about here is, I want to show you this. What we're talking about here is we start with white label suite, all right? White label suite, and we build a list to hold those names, hold those records. So first step, build a list, like just create a list, new list, right? Next, what we're going to do is we're going to say, use a webhook to send that data into that list. All right. So now where's that data coming from? It could be coming from a form in HighLevel, or it could be coming from a Google Suite or a Zapier or whatever. Use a webhook to get the data into White Label Suite, okay? Run all the cool stuff. So run my AI lookups and summaries and beautiful stuff that AI can do. All right, lost my thing. All right, so run all my AI lookups and then send that enriched data back to my CRM. Okay, that's what we're going to achieve. So yes, 100% the answer, we can do that, and I'll show you how we do that right now. So first we create a list that we have the place to hold. Then we'll be able to set up the webhook so that anything comes into the list does its thing. Then I'll show you how to set this up automated and send it back to your CRM fully populated. Okay, let's see how we do that. So stop my share and come back to my full screen share. There we go. All right. So first create a list, then create a webhook, send data in, send data back. Cool. Let's come across to lists. I'm going to create a brand new list over here, and we're going to call this David Import. All right. And let's make this a people list. If you're bringing in LinkedIn profiles, use a people-based list, or email addresses. If you're bringing in websites for companies, use a local or a company search, okay? So we're gonna bring in email addresses, which you can use, or LinkedIn profiles, all right? So let's bring those in. I've created my list, a place to store the data. Next, I need to set up the webhook for that particular list, all right? So over here in the little three dots icon here, I can come in and create my webhook. So I'm going to set this up, webhook successfully created, and it gives me the URL of my webhook, the authentication authorization token, and exactly how to set this up. Okay, now I can dive into, who needs me to go further than that? Like show you how that webhook information gets in? I'll do that. Okay, cool. I'll do that. Okay, so we've created a webhook, which was just a simple button click. It's a unique webhook specific to that list, all right? Now I'm just going to go across to my demo company in HighLevel and show you how we use that webhook to get the data in, all right? So stick with me. Technical session. Yes, it's being recorded. All right, so here's a demo company that I've got set up. I go across my automation. Now, how are we going to get this in? It could be a Zapier. It could be a webhook itself into HighLevel. It could be a form being filled out. It could be any way. All right. So I'm just going to do the easiest one for this particular case and say somebody fills out a form, and that's going to be what sends the data across. All right. So form filled. Import is my thing. All right. So the trigger in this particular case is going to be a form being filled out. Now, again, it could be a webhook, could be any way of this data coming into the system, right? So when a form is submitted and the form is, I don't know, I'll choose any form here, that one as an example. All right. So when somebody fills out that form, and you can make their LinkedIn URL or their email address part of that form, then we're going to use the webhook function to send the data across to White Label Suite. Okay, so we're going to get a webhook, and it's asking me for a URL. Hang on. What URL? Remember, we just created that URL. When we created the webhook, it gave us the URL. We're just going to copy that, paste it over here. All right, now we've got custom data and we've got headers. Hang on a second. Let me just make sure I get this right. Please send the authorization token in the header and everything else in the data. Sweet, makes sense. Now this is case specific. You need to be capitals where the capitals, you need to be dashes where there's dashes, it needs to be exact. But this is the piece in the header, all right? So in my header, I add the authentication token, and it's given me that token. So again, I'm just gonna copy that and paste it over here. And everything else is in my custom data section. So you can see what's required. Either the LinkedIn URL is required or the email address is required. One of those is required, everything else is optional. Okay? So I'm just going to work with email just to make this world a simpler place. So email, just copy again in between the quotations. In my data, so it's not in headers, it's in data. Email. Now, where do we get the email from? Well, from the form that was just filled out. How about that? So we go from the contact email address Boom, done. So now, again, guys, check the flow of what's happening here. When somebody fills out a form just with their name and email, we send it into White Label Suite. Hallelujah. Amazing. So now any time that this webhook fires is going to create a record on this list. Okay, now check what happens next. Guys, actually, let me just come face to face for a second. Check what happens next. Underline. Watch this. It's amazing. Okay, emphasis. Watch what happens next. Anytime somebody hits that webhook, it automatically adds a lead to that list. Check this out. So this is where our fancy word, agentic AI workflows take over. We call them AI agents because they do a specific task. And in fact, we're going to change the name of these workflows to be AI agents. And you'll find it in the AI tools as of an upcoming release. But check what happens next. We go into the workflows and we're going to set up an agent to do a whole bunch of stuff with everybody that comes in on that webhook. So we're going to create a new agent over here. We're going to call this David's Enrichment. All right. And let me just voice something here. Every time a new record comes onto this list, perform a set of tasks. Cool. Now, this is us building an agent to run this together. So, what's the trigger? When anybody gets added to that list, which was a people list, and it was David's import. And the trigger is when any results are added to the list. Ding, ding, ding. Webhook is Beautiful. Adding to the list. Triggers my entire workflow. Now, what do I want to do next? When people come into that list, what do I want to do? Well, I could first of all use AI to deep dive into that person and do a complete summary for me, okay, on who they are and what they do and all kinds of really cool information. Awesome. Then what could I do? I could use AI to create a specific personalized email. And again, remember how I showed you that you can create your own custom prompts here. So you can get it to do anything you want to, but we're going to link this together. So anytime somebody hits that list via the webhook, use AI to do analysis on them and write me a very specific email and then write a subject line that's specific to that email, right? And then once that's all done, send it back to my CRM, either to an external webhook or a connected company that I have. Done. Now, who can say OMG?
OMG.
OMG. Bring it in via a webhook. Let AI analyze that person and come up with some really cool stuff. All right. Write an email that's personalized and specific to that human based on their summary. Then write a subject line that's specific to the email. Then send it back to my app with a tag so that that tag fires off an outbound email address, an outbound email using an automation in HighLevel, right? What?
Well, do you have to do anything in the workflow to actually enrich the data? Or does it do it automatically?
Depends what you do here. So it depends what you do when they get on the list, depends what you tell it to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, if you don't have any of the AI stuff in place, it'll just run our standard enrichment, which will be find company details, find their work history, find their job information, find their contact details. Like that's our standard enrichment, 3 credits on a people search. Everything else is the additional stuff that you want it to do afterwards.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm gonna get even cooler in just a second, but lead comes in via any source. Now, this can be a LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, obviously, TikTok ads and LinkedIn ads all flow straight into HighLevel now, right? So what if you had a Facebook lead ad running and somebody just clicks the button, they get automatically filled out, hit send. comes into your world, runs in the background, uses AI to research that person, find out about them, uses AI to write a personalized email to them, right? And then uses the workflows to send that personalized email to that person instantly.
Sweet.
Now, how do you sell it? How do you sell that? How do I sell that? Because I can put a box around that and a bow across the top, and I can deliver that to a business owner all day, every day, baby. Every single time somebody comes into your world, I'm going to research them, analyze them, find out their likes, dislikes, and their history. I'm going to write a personalized email introducing me to them and using all of that psychographic information, and I'm going to reach out to them and connect with them and engage AI instantly. Put a box around it, and we charge $4.99 a month. All right? Turn this into a product. And that's like my biggest piece of information that I could possibly give you. Whatever you find yourself being wowed by and being able to do, turn it into a product. We call it the Instant Lead Enrichment and Send program, and it's $4.99 a month. All right? We call it the Pink Elephant in the Room program, and it's $7.99. What does it do? It does this. All right? Productize it. All right? If you try and sell a client on how it works, like get really excited and all that kind of stuff, they're like blown away. For $4.99 a month, we will enrich every lead that comes in via your Facebook lead ads, via your LinkedIn system, via any other method. We will analyze them, research them, keep that data in the database, write personalized communication with them, follow up and engage with them with AI unlimited times for $4.99 a month. Productize it, right? Now, even if you're on our top tier, which is $1,000 a month with us, if you're getting 2 clients pay you $4.99, you're cash flow neutral, right? Everything else you make after that is yours to keep. That's the beauty of owning a white label suite business, right? Every single time. Now, that client needs you to enrich that data and run your Pink Elephant LinkedIn profile analysis thing that I just showed you. $4.99 a month. Amazing. The next client needs you to find me business coach clients and analyze them with something slightly different. Done. $4.99 a month. Because you can customize that AI to deliver specific results, you can package these as products and sell them over and over and over again. All right. Rob Bailey in the high level space has made a fortune selling one thing: database reactivation. Database reactivation. He doesn't sell reputation management, funnel building, anything else out there. He sells database reactivation. Give me your database. Don't pay me anything. I'll send an email. Just pay me when you get results. Done. Right? Ain't no reason why you can't be the person that sells lead enrichment and personalization over and over and over and over again. All right. Now, I'm going to show you one more super cool thing that kind of builds on this. And Ebbs, this is a bit that I mentioned to you before we jumped on the call. I'm going to show you one more cool thing that AI now is mind-blowing. And Javon, this is what you and I covered at breakfast in Dallas, right? So do you guys like the AI thing that you can create anything at all? Is that cool?
Yeah.
Give me a cool or yes or something like that, just so I know I'm not talking to an empty room. Everybody cool? Javon's give me a thumbs up. That'll do me. That's good. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Right. So AI is amazing. The fact that you can customize the AI for your own purposes and uses gives you the biggest advantage in this marketplace. All right. And if you're sitting there going, yeah, but I don't know what to get the AI to do, pop open ChatGPT and ask that question. Hey, what could I get AI to do that would blow my client's mind? I asked that question and I got like 10 different responses. One was do an SEO analysis, do a marketing position analysis, do a social media analysis, write a proposal. And I'm like, oh my God, all of these incredible things have specific use cases out there in the world. Pop open ChatGPT, ask that question. What can I use AI to do that will blow my clients away? And then build it in your system and put a box around it and sell it. Okay? So let me show you this one because this has been, and I'm glad I'm full screen face to face right now. Emphasis. What I'm about to show you has been the biggest game changer for us internally on our lead generation since we launched the tool. All right. And it's using AI to be contextually aware. And I want to show you what that means. Let me do this with you. All right. So again, All of this is being recorded. I know I talk quickly. You guys are going to have to listen quickly, all right? But it is being recorded, and you can go back over this as many times as you want to. This next step, using AI to be contextually aware, has been a game changer for us. And it is for so many people that are already using this. All right, let me show you. What do I mean by using AI to be contextually aware? What I mean is, I'm going to start with the basics. The basics are, I've got a company and I've got a button here that allows me to do some research on this company and come back with a summary. Done. Okay, so AI runs, gets all of this information, comes back and delivers this in a AI-based formatted way that shows me who this company is and who their founders are and how long they've been in business. And that's a standard prompt in the system. Now you can write your own, but this is the one that comes out of the box. What the company does, they're a chain of experiential cocktail bars. Well, that sounds fascinating. And restaurants operating across the UK and internationally. They specialize in molecular mixology. Man. All right. Now, would you have known that just by knowing that they're the Alchemist bar? All right. Only if you were good enough. AI does all of this. The Alchemist brand was originally established in Manchester, developed by blah, 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 I mean, how's your market research going? Right? Cool. Now I have a summary about that business. All right. Now I have a summary about that business. So if I'm going to write an email to that company, here's where the AI gets really cool. I want it to know who the company is before I write the email. So here's how we do it. We come down to our AI assistant, and I'm going to create a new prompt here, and I'm going to call this contextual summary email, right? And that was on our, I'm going to use this in the intro section, all right? Intro. It's an intro on my company search, and here's my prompt. Use the AI-generated summary listed below and write a personalized email to this company. Include only the body of the email, no subject line, no signature. Ensure that you're calling out something specific about this business to show that I have researched them thoroughly, and introduce my business to them, mentioning how we can best work together. All right, again, that's just a voice transcription thing. Use the AI-generated summary listed below and write a personalized email to this company, including only the body of no signature. Ensure that you're calling out something specific to show that I've researched them and introduced my business. And then here's where, guys, flashing light, red klaxon, this is the bit that makes it work. I literally come down here and say summary, and I include the output of the summary in this prompt. How do I do that? I use my variables. Because that company summary, I can search for it. All right. Company summary, right there. And it just drops it in like that. Use the generated summary listed below and write a personalized email to this company. Boom. Save that. So now check what happens. We ran, here was my search. Here was my bar. Here was my summary. Now it knows information about who my business is because I've loaded that up here. It knows that I'm White Label Suite. It knows what I do. All right. It's got that information because I've asked it to write the email introducing me, my company. All right. So I've got the summary. Now I come down here and just go generate the intro, which was that contextual summary email. And it uses the summary that AI did a few moments ago to write a personalized email, introducing, in this case, White Label Suite to this particular bar, calling out something personal and making a commentary about it. Now, again, this is the body of the email. I want you to hear me very carefully. This is the body of the email. No subject line, no signature. It's just a chunk of text that goes into the middle. So up the top in an email in the workflow builder, I can write dear, or to the team at company name. And at the bottom, I can write, give me a call if you want any more details. But here it is. I'm writing to you today because I've been incredibly impressed by the Alchemist's unique approach to experiential dining. Specific, unique, talking to them individually, particularly your molecular mixology. AI is writing this for me, and theatrical cocktails that create such an immersive experience. Now, this might be too wordy. I might just tweak my prompt a little bit. I represent White Label Suite. Given your ambitions, expansion, we could help you by doing this, this, and this. All right, getting funky. Now, what I need to do next, just because I'm a professional and I want results, not just theory. Next, the most important piece of an email is the subject line. What I want to do is get the subject line to be very contextually specific to that email that was just written. Let's do it. I come across to my AI assistant and I create a brand new instruction and I call it contextual, if I want to, whatever, if I can spell, contextual subject line from summary. And I put that in the subject line box and I use it on that same list type. And here's the prompt. Below is a copy of a very specific and personalized email that I have written introducing our company to the business here. Analyze this email and write for me a subject line of no more than 140 characters. That is a unique hook designed to get the interest of the person reading the email. Call out the specific contents of the email and make the hook engaging. Keep the subject line brief. Do not reply with anything other than the subject line. No additional information. Cool. So now I've said, read the email that you just wrote. Guess what I need to do? Here's the email that was written a few moments ago. Again, I use the output of the previous prompt as part of the input on this one. Again, if I'm getting too geeky, I apologize. But here's the email that it just wrote. Done. Let's come back to our example. Here's the business. I've researched them. I've written a beautiful introductory email, and now I want a subject line to match. So I go subject line, contextual subject line from summary, go. And it writes the subject line uniquely about the email to the business using hooks beyond molecular mixology, pinpointing the Alchemist's next record-breaking location. Johan, would you send that email?
I certainly would.
Would you read that email if that came into your inbox and you owned the Alchemist bar and restaurant?
I would be very curious.
Perfect. My job is done. And then what we do is we send all of that over to HighLevel. I'm going to show you the results in a second. But remember what we did a moment ago. We set up an AI agent to do this in sequence every time. So over we go to our AI agents, which is what we call our workflows at the moment. There will be AI agents shortly. So I'm going to create a new agent that does this every time. Here we go. So we do this contextual email series. Here we go, make the magic happen. Right, let's go. So now we know how to build our agents. I say every time somebody comes onto my list, which I called Boomerang, and every time there's a new addition to this list, I want you to do some very specific things. Write for me, dig deep into that company using a very specific prompt that I know I just ran a few moments ago. Next, I want you to write the email address using the prompt that I created, contextual summary email. Next, I want you to write my subject line based on that email, which was the contextual subject line from summary. And when all of that's done, send it across to HighLevel or any of my connected applications with all of that data in place. Guys, can you see the power that you have in the software that you have a license to sell an unlimited copy of? You can sell it however many times you like, for whatever price you like, over and over again, and this is all in your hands. Mickey's asked, Mickey said you consistently say you're creating a new agent, you're creating a new workflow. Are they the same? Yes. Workflows are going to be renamed to agents very soon. Okay, so we are create new language. This is an agent. At the moment, it's labeled workflows. We're going to be calling them agents very, very soon. Within the next few days, you'll see that change. Guys,
Hey, Mr.
you
Mr. Walt,
you have
we've
AI
got,
agents in your tool. Sorry, go, Johan.
I was going to say, we've got 9 minutes left. And since you're
Oh my
on a
God.
mind-blowing mission today, do you want to show them the number 6 tile that's coming in 8 minutes?
How about we save that for another time,
Eight
guys? We've got a
minutes.
new
It's
data
going to
source coming
be
out next week. It's going to blow your
8
mind.
minutes.
All right. So, guys, do you want to see the result? Do you want to see some actual emails that have been written using that exact same strategy? If you would, just say yes, and I'll show you like live examples of emails going out. Just say yes in the thing. I'm devastated, says Mika. Why are you devastated, Mika? All right. Everybody wants to see the actual live results here.
No. She's devastated because she's been privately messaging me saying, "Hey, are you guys going to show the 6th tile?" I said, "Yes, if we have time." So,
no, okay. It's such a big reveal.
yes.
I'll give you the 30-second version as we wrap. All right. So let me just do a screen share over here, and so Zoom is here, share button is there, share screen is there, and now we've got the right screen. Can you guys see my screen right here? This is one of about 4 different outreach accounts that we've got going. So you can see that this is live. All right. We've got this set to send 3 emails an hour. Wait, that's just too many. Oh my God, the volume, I can't handle it. 3 emails an hour. I just want to show you guys. So, as White Label Suite, we're reaching out in this particular outreach account to marketing agencies. So let's go and see that exact result of what's happened here coming out to real live examples. The subject line, your innovation at satellite marketing and qualified leads. Let's have a look what it says. For the team at Satellite Marketing Agency, I was looking at your work and I was really impressed by how you bring ideas to life, especially those with unique user experiences that you create. It's clear you're all about innovation, truly connecting business with their customers that focus on creative solutions. I thought of a few areas where collaboration could really support your team and clients. This is how we could work together. If you're interested, hit reply and we'll continue the conversation. That's what was sent to these guys, Satellite Marketing. Let's see what was sent to another random company, the next one in the list. Don't forget, I've written none of these emails. The Rise, pre-qualified leads for your luxury realtors. Okay, let's have a look. For the team at Rise, hey there, I was checking out the Rise marketing agency's work, especially how you help luxury realtors and elite brands really shine online. Is that a random email? Hell no. My AI researched that. I know exactly who this person is. Your focus on crafting strategic campaigns for high-value businesses really caught my eye. Made me think of a cool way we might be able to team up. Anybody impressed yet? Next, let's have a look. So your service IQ, more qualified leads for client growth. Every subject line is unique. Every email is personal. I was checking out your site, really loved how Envision helps businesses build success stories. Let me show you the workflow that makes that happen. It's really simple. Let me jump in here, cold outreach. Boom, this one. Contact and pipeline, deliver the cold email. Here we go. So when they come in, one every 20 minutes, run it through a GPT. Now, this GPT is important. It literally says, you are formatting text for email readability. Do not change or rewrite any of the words. Keep the text exactly as it's written. Add plain line breaks, etc. The reason that this exists is because when it comes over from our tool, it's just a block of text. So we use GPT inside of HighLevel to format it nicely, okay? And then check the email that gets sent from me with my AI created subject line. For the team at, insert company's name here, ChatGPT response, formatted from here, warm regards. That's it. Everything is written by AI. Everything is formatted by AI. And our results have dramatically increased. As in responses, replies, engagement, gone through the roof. Guys, AI researched, AI personalized, AI formatted, AI sent on autopilot. Now, again, how do you sell this? You do a 30-second Loom video, you put a box around it and call it the AI personalized outreach strategy, and you sell it for $4.99 a month. Mr. Customer, we will do this for you. 250 times a month. We will research your ideal client. We will personalize every outreach message, and we'll engage AI on response. I don't care if you're already running HubSpot or Salesforce. I will do this for you 250 times a month to your ideal client, and I charge $4.99 when you want to get started. All right? That's how you sell this. You box around it, turn it into a package, and away you go. Johan, you've got minutes left until you have to jump. Manolo's got his hand up. Manolo, hey, bud.
Hey, how you doing?
Good,
I was
man.
just wondering, I mean, that was pretty awesome. I was just wondering, how would you merge it with Instantly?
Yeah, great. So instead of exporting out to HighLevel, you just export out to the Instantly webhook. So White Label Suite has the ability to connect with any source. You're just going to grab the webhook address from Instantly, and when you get to that last step of the agent and it's send to, instead of choosing your HighLevel account, you just choose the Instantly webhook, and it does the same thing and sends it back across.
Can you do what you did with ChatGPT at the end on the workflow? Can you do it instantly?
Potentially not, but I'm not sure how that data is received over and instantly, whether it's just a block of text or whether it formats it itself. But the data can certainly go across. The formatting, I'm not sure. You might need to get the actual prompt to put markup language in there or something. Again, not 100% sure on the formatting on the Instantly side, but I know we can get there. So formatting could be done via Zapier or Pabbly. Great point. Okay, so guys, unfortunately, we've got a hard stop in a couple of minutes. Johan, you're jumping out now. I'm going to have to jump out soon. Guys, the reason for going through this, and it was supposed to be 10 minutes and then throw it over to you guys for questionings. There's so much power that you have in the software that you have an unlimited license for, if you're on the right plan. You have a license to sell this however many times you want to, for whatever price you want to. Don't sit on it. Package it up. Put it together, make an offer out to the marketplace, create a 5-minute workshop as a lead magnet. In 5 minutes, I'll show you how to hyper-personalize every single connection and increase your marketing tenfold. Jump on, get them to watch a 5-minute video of you talking it through and get them to sign up with you. Get them on a call, get them on a Zoom, all right? So Nigel, that's a business model question. Again, guys, I'm keeping a real close eye on the clock, but Nigel asks, if you're finding leads for a client, would you do all the qualification emails and just send the qualified leads? Sure. If that was my business model and I charged them an absolute fortune, because ain't no way I'm qualifying and doing all that kind of stuff for $4.99. You want me to do the qualification and the email, like the back and forth and get them onto a book call? Sweet, no problems at all, but your cost is $14.99, right? So I'll deliver you back qualified leads, sure. But if you want me to just run this, like, depends on your business model, Nigel. Like if you're geared up to be more involved and provide a higher level of service, well, damn, charge more and get it done. Just depends on how you want to run this. Guys, you can even, if that's your model, if you are a lead generation agency, you can use this as a downsell, right? So if you charge $3,000 a month to a client to do all their lead gen and they go, can't afford it. You go, well, how about you just grab my software and do it for yourself, right? It's $4.99. Okay. So like, again, depends on the model. Yeah. Kyle said, if you do more, charge more, don't include it for free. 100%. Mika, again, depending completely on your business model, I'd include a GHL account. I wouldn't even, I'd just give them access to an opportunity pipeline and, alerts, that kind of stuff. That way you can handle everything start to finish and do it for them as a complete system. I will find, search, research, personalize, and send, and I'll alert you when they're interested. Do it all in a HighLevel account. All right, guys. Cool. Awesome. So, guys, I know that was like a fire hose. So we talked about reverse lookup. We talked about the difference between the company and local search. We talked about personalizing the AI. And this is the superpower that you have in your tool that you can do anything. As I don't know if you saw when I was going through there, I've got summaries that are written, summarize this business from the point of an SEO analysis, summarize this business from the point of a business coach looking to work with them, summarize this business from the point of a marketing agency spotting the holes in their marketing campaign, right? I can personalize what the AI does. And the AI in this tool is free. The point for you as a reseller is your clients don't have to feel worried about burning through credits to get the true power of this program. They can run all of the searches they like, and then the AI piece is free, right? And you separate yourself in the market by being able to personalize this AI. Again, the client that I mentioned, she wanted a really specific piece of information about each individual customer. And that changed the game for this client. They could have gone with Apollo, but they couldn't get that information from Apollo because you can personalize the AI. Done. Straight away. A client here in Australia wanted referrals, done straight away. I want an SEO analysis, done. A marketing analysis, done. I want to personalize every outreach, done. Right? The power you have there is absolutely insane. All right. So guys, again, I'm so sorry. I wanted to leave time for Q&A, but I do have to jump. We are, of course, here to serve. So our only mission is to make this program so easy to use and so powerful that when you put a box around it and a bow on top, you're able to sell it over and over and over and over and over again. Our success is when you win. So to that end, we are putting together that small team of people to get some feedback. How can we make the screen easier? How can we make it more intuitive? How can we help your clients to get in and use the program more often? So if you're interested in joining that, please hit up our support team, support@whitelabelsuite.com, or jump across to support.whitelabelsuite.com. Again, we are only wanting to work with 4 or 5 people in that space that can kind of just give us feedback on if you change this screen or if you make this a bit easier. We are very, very open to that. We want you guys to win. That is our only mission. Whew. Again, fire hose. Guys, love you. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully this has been helpful. The replay will be up on our YouTube channel within a couple of hours, I think. So make sure you're on YouTube. Our account, White Label Suite, white-label-suite, if you're looking for us on YouTube. Get across there. We'll have the replay to you. Get out there, see what you can do with this program, package it up, and make offers to your clients because you've got something incredible in your hands. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Look forward to seeing you on the next call.